Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Grow Through It podcast. My name is Julia, and I first want to say happy December. December is one of my favorite months because I absolutely love Christmas, and it's also my birthday at the end of the month. But as much as I love December, it can also feel really busy and stressful at times. Today's episode is all about how to stay healthy during December while still being able to enjoy it. It's not about restriction, but it's about feeling good this month and feeling grounded and balanced. How many times have you reached the end of December and you just feel groggy and inflamed and just not yourself? It is so common, but it does not have to be that way. December can be hard on your body and mind for several reasons. First, there are a lot more social events that happen. This means more alcohol, more food, and sometimes being around people who raise your stress. There's also less sunlight because it gets darker earlier, and this can create mood changes and cravings. There's overall higher stress, which spikes your cortisol and affects your hormones. And so often there's an all or nothing attitude when it comes to this month. We think, oh, I want to enjoy my holidays, I'll start in January. But if you do that, you're even farther behind in January. What if you start now? Think about how much easier it'll be in the new year to continue on instead of starting fresh. And if you've had this mindset in the past, or that's how you're currently thinking, this isn't to shame you. Trust me, I've said the same thing many times before. But I want to show you how to support your body through the chaos of this month. December can be filled with all sorts of treats and goodies to eat. And I'm not saying don't eat them. In fact, you should eat them if you want to. But how can we make eating a little more intentional? I'm a big believer in balance, and I think if you are at an event and you want something, you should enjoy it. But it's important to enjoy the event, not the entire month. Eating your normal diet on non-event days is so crucial in staying healthy over the holidays. For me, this looks like still planning my meals, meal prepping, and eating healthy while I'm at home. That way, I can still enjoy myself when I'm at an event without feeling guilty or without physically feeling bad. If you normally track calories, don't give that up. You can absolutely stick to your goals majority of the time. Prioritize protein, veggies, fruit, and fiber. I also heard someone say this, and I feel like it rewired my brain. They said, the brownies will still be there next month. I think sometimes when we see these treats, we think, I have to eat this now. But these things will always be available to you. Treats are available year-round. You don't need to cram them all into December. We have to get out of this all-or-nothing mindset. You can have a treat without eating all of them. And just because you had one doesn't mean you ruined your whole day or week or month or whatever we tell ourselves, me included. Think of it as an 80-20 mindset. 80% of the time you can maintain your habits like eating healthy, and then the other 20 you can enjoy treats. Again, eat healthy as much as you can control, like when you're at home. Then when you go to an event, you can enjoy yourself while still feeling good. You can also choose alcohol more intentionally or skip it altogether. I know it can feel like you have to drink because it's the holidays and everyone else is, but you don't need to if you don't want to. Bring your favorite non-alcoholic beverage. There are such good options out there that still feels like you're enjoying a drink. If you do want to drink, just be more intentional about it. Balance it with water and electrolytes. Only drink when you truly feel like it and choose drinks you genuinely enjoy. Sometimes after an event where we have indulged, it can often leave us feeling bloated and throws off our digestion. So here are some quick tips to help with this. Again, having simple, healthy meals between events is so important. Prioritize hydration and include electrolytes if you can. Drinking ginger tea can also be really soothing. And it's warm and comforting when it's cold out. And lastly, light movement can really help too. Aside from food, there are a couple of other healthy habits you can do that don't feel like work. Number one is movement. Even a 10-minute walk is great. Gentle workouts, yoga, and stretching can also be really helpful. If you usually have a really good habit of moving your body daily and you're active, stick to your routine as much as you can. If you're super busy, although I believe we can always make time for what's important, at least do something small that moves your body, whether that's a quick walk or yoga flow. Number two is sleep. Sleep is always important, but it's especially important in December. Like I said, this is the month where your stress levels naturally rise. With less sunlight, your circadian rhythm gets disrupted, which affects your melatonin production, your mood, energy levels, and your ability to fall and stay asleep. With more events happening, we often stay up later than normal. Alcohol and heavy foods can also affect sleep quality. Your immune system is more vulnerable this time of year, and sleep can help strengthen it. Your hormones are also more sensitive in the winter, which I'll talk about a little later. And finally, December is the burnout month for many people. By the end of the year, most people are mentally tired and need more rest. Number three is stress. It's so important to try and manage your stress this time of year. Saying no to extra plans, I think, is the biggest way to reduce stress. You don't have to attend every event you're invited to. Choose what feels aligned, not what you feel pressured into. Protecting your peace is so important. Limit time with people that cause you stress. Your health is so much more important than pleasing everyone. Having alone time can also reduce stress. I know when I'm around people all the time and there's a lot of social events, I get quite burnt out. I need my alone time to recover. Breathwork and meditation can also be majorly helpful. You can do this for 2 to 3 minutes on your own, or if you can go to a yoga class or meditation, that's even better. Number 4 is mindset. Avoiding binge restrict cycles is really important. Binging and restriction causes guilt, shame, stress, and it's a really nasty cycle to get into. You want to be compassionate with yourself and not shame yourself for enjoying some treats. Remove that guilt and be kinder to yourself. You can still make better choices the next day without getting upset with yourself. I mentioned that hormones are more sensitive in the winter. This is one of the biggest reasons people feel off in December. We tend to be more bloated, exhausted, moody, puffy, and craving everything. This is because the holidays hit your hormones through cortisol, blood sugar, and inflammation. As we've already talked about, December is a high-stress month. There are more plans, more rushing, more decisions, more social pressure, more emotional labor, and even fun stress is still stress. And as we know, cortisol is the stress hormone. When cortisol is high, your body prefers quick energy foods, and there are definitely a lot of quick energy foods available around the holidays. Sleep, more sunlight, and protein-rich meals help lower your cortisol. Blood sugar also spikes. There's more drinking coffee on an empty stomach, skipping meals before events, eating more sweets, drinking more alcohol, eating late at night, and grazing all day. When your blood sugar dips, your brain thinks you're in danger. So it pushes you to grab sugar, fast carbs, or anything that gives you quick energy. That is why cravings feel stronger this month. Stable blood sugar makes December a lot easier. Try to have protein at every meal. Prioritize fiber and mineral-rich foods, and eat normally between events. Again, it's not about restriction, it's about stabilizing. Inflammation also increases. Inflammatory triggers include alcohol, sugar, poor sleep, stress, cold weather, and less movement, which are all things that happen in December. Inflammation isn't about weight, it's about how you feel. You may be bloated, have a puffy face, heavy energy, joint pain, brain fog, and slower digestion. You can support inflammation by staying hydrated, prioritizing sleep, eating anti-inflammatory meals between events, gentle movement, taking walks after meals, and managing stress. Your cycle can also be affected this time of year. PMS and cycle sensitivity can worsen in December. If your luteal phase hits around the holidays, you might feel more emotional, more reactive, more hungry and bloated, and more stressed. And this is normal. Your luteal phase already increases inflammation and cortisol, and when you add all the holiday stress to it, your symptoms intensify. However, we can support our hormones by eating more protein and fiber, consuming more magnesium, having evening wind downs, doing light movement, eating real meals, not just picking away at food, and lowering your caffeine on high stress days. I know we tend to go for more coffee when we feel tired and stressed, but that will only make it worse. So there are a couple of different things I do to stay healthy in December. I always prioritize hydration. I'm very good at drinking water anyways, but when I'm out of routine, it can be a little harder for me. So I keep track of my water and make sure I have at least 3 liters. I also include electrolytes because water won't always hydrate you enough. You need electrolytes too. You can buy some or add a pinch of salt to your water. I also always take extra vitamins in December. I know that I usually get sick around the holidays, as do most people, so I increase my vitamins like zinc, vitamin C and D, and garlic. I also sometimes double up my dose of mushroom powder to increase my immune system even more. I also make sure I still plan my meals and eat healthy at home, because when I go out, I want to enjoy myself. I love including really cozy meals like a savory breakfast with sweet potatoes and eggs, spaghetti, squash, and chicken for lunch, and maybe a ground beef bowl for dinner. I also try to maintain my exercise routine. Of course, there are going to be some days I miss because of holiday plans, but I still move my body at least 4 times a week, even if it's just a walk and a stretch. I also keep my habit of reading. I really enjoy reading and I get a lot out of it, and it gives me time to relax. I try my best to maintain all my habits in December so that when I am busy on Christmas Day or when I have a lot of events, I still feel good and I'm able to enjoy myself even more. Remember, you can enjoy the holidays fully without losing yourself. Enjoy the food, enjoy the moments, be present, slow down and create space for yourself, and give yourself some grace. It's all about balance this time of year. You don't need to be restrictive, you just need to find that balance and be kind to yourself. But what I don't want you to do is completely stop all your habits and indulge all month. Because I know for a fact, since I've done this many times before, you're going to reach the end of the month or beginning of January and feel absolutely horrible. You're not only going to stop making progress, you're going to be farther away than you are now. Don't use December as an excuse to stop what you're doing. Keep up with your normal daily habits, but allow yourself some extra room for enjoyment too. Think about 1 or 2 habits you want to carry through December. Maybe it's walking or drinking more water, or keeping a consistent bedtime. It doesn't have to be perfect, just supportive. Next week, I'll be sharing what 2025 taught me about health, love, and growth. I hope today's episode helps you feel more prepared and more balanced going into the holiday season. Remember, listen to your body and be kind to yourself this month. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram at growthroughit.pod or use the anonymous link in the show notes. If you'd like to share with me your own healthy holiday tips, you can share on your Instagram story and tag me or DM me directly. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful if you left a rating, review, and followed or subscribed. Thank you so much for listening, and remember that you are worthy. See you next time.